So if the value is A, and I have a handful of these things, is A greater than or less than 5?
Why does it need to be?
And I represent that logically. If I represent that logically, how is that going to...
I don't understand why we would ever need to define A as greater than or less than 5. Explain.
What if I want to sort my hand? If I'm holding a hand of cards and I want to call sort and sort them from lowest to highest.
I gotcha.
And there are of both string and integer values, and I try to sort them, then I have to write a custom comparer to compare those things.
Put this out there. I don't think we'll get to a sort function.
Oh, sorting is so easy though, if you have it set up right.
If you have values.
If you have proper values.
So I'm worried that where you're headed with this is to like randomly select like what card is next. You'll be like number dot random between 0 and 52 or whatever. Is that where you're going, or are you planning on having like an array of values that is slowly diminishing as the cards are drawn?
You might use this for a bunch of different reasons. So on the UI portion, even, so if you're, these aren't physical cards, so you might want to give the user a way to easily like display them in numerical order. So they don't have to like manually like keep dragging cards around every time they draw one. Like if you go drawing like 5 cards in a row, it'd be easier just to hit a button and sort that hand numerically, than making them like drag those into their hand and put them in the order that they want them in.
I'm with
just
you
thinking
there.
A little bit ahead. I think they need a numeric value.
No, that's totally fine, and we can give them a numeric value. I was just curious on how you were planning on handling the deck that is the remainder of cards.
So
you're actually going to have an array of items that is slowly diminishing as you draw.
Yeah, we definitely do need a deck.
Okay. I didn't know if that was... I didn't know if you were thinking we could get rid of the deck if we had number values.
No. But it may be easier to make a deck. So I don't think we actually need a class that is a deck. So to me, we might have a game. Let's just kind of riff for a second here. If we had a game, it would have possibly a list of cards. And that list of cards, list of card, might be the deck. We don't need an actual deck per se. So if we had a deck of cards, let's see, what we might have is we might have a function that that creates that. Let's just throw in the constructor for now.
Like generate the deck?
Yeah, so we would have a new, let's see, would be a deck is equal to a new list of cards, and then we'd want to create that deck of cards. So we'd probably do for each suit in each suit in suits. Can we do it that way? Let's see, we need to do, can't just do in suits. What is the correct way to enumerate through this. Should be a generic card scoring rules game feature. At some point, I don't know if we'll get to the point where it's all generic. And we can just throw multiple sets of rules in here, but we could get it close. Shoot, I'm forgetting the right terminology here. Since suits is an enumerator, I'm not getting the extension method here. I don't want... let's do a quick search here. C#.
So I liked how, of course this is in Angular, but I liked how Bill did
get
it.
Values, there it is.
Where he had like ace is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, and they were like ranked to number of pips, and then he would of course like loop through them to assign, like generate a deck. So I think we have to start with like enum get value suits. So don't we need to start by building out some sort of mapping for what each string is worth, its rank or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, we'll definitely need something like that. So what we can do is we can get the suits. So that will just give us a list of the suits. And then we can say for each suit, give us 12 cards. It's 12, right? 1 through king is 12. That should be
10, 11, 12, 13 technically.
It's 13. Ace 2.
Because ace would be 1, and then 2 through 10,
yeah.
and then J11.
13. So we do let's see.
I want to show you.
Let me look at something. I've actually done this before.
I wanted to show you this. I was really curious about. Here is. So it's Angular, but it's TypeScript, so it should be pretty.
Here we go. Card value. I actually enumerated the values too. So what we could do, and it depends on, oh sorry, I want to see your link too, so we can compare notes here.
Yes, because I'm really curious about.
So we could pull this up here.
So that is my friend Bill. His.
Yeah, this is very similar to what I was just about
why J Queen, the Jack, Queen, and King are all 0. Does that make sense to you with what he did? Because I'm like, why?
Depends maybe on the game. He might be setting the values different for different games.
Oh.
So in poker, they might be worth a certain value, but in something else, they might be of a different value.
I thought this was just for generating a deck of cards, because whenever you serve this up, it's just literally a deck of cards on screen. Like it's
these two things to me look very similar. This is something I wrote before doing a poker game, and if you look, the number of ranks here lines up pretty much with this. You don't see the numbers because in an enumerator in C#, the numbers are assigned automatically.
Based on the index?
Yes. So if we did this.
And your index is starting at 2?
Yeah. So in poker, the ace was high. So let's go back to shared and add another enumerator here. We'll just jump into suits here. We'll put it in this file for now. So we'll have a public enumerator of card value. I started at 2 because ace was high. But if we move this,
if we want it to be 1, and then you could get rid of 2
and
equals
then I can
2.
get rid of that.
Shut up! That's so cool.
Yep. So you can even see it. You see it?
Can you prove it? Can you prove that it's that value?
Oh, actually, we need that. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I did that. It starts at 0. This is a 0-based index. So we want to say start at 1. Oops, let me.
Weird. How
there
fun. Oh,
Can
that's so cool.
It's showing me the value right here. So
How
now,
are you going to use these card values, though, to generate cards?
all right, so we're halfway there. Let's refactor this real quick. We'll say move to a type, and that will put it in its own file. So we have card value here. And then let's go back to, oops, wrong one, here. So we're going to say for each suit, give me the suit, and then we'll say for each value in
So Chicken Man said,
enum.
isn't that counting the number of pips specifically? And then Silly Queen said, but enum can't keep more than one value. So how will you handle cards with two possible values? What card would have two values?
An ace.
Why would that have two values?
An ace has, depending on the game. So a lot of this depends on the game. So an ace in poker is either a 1 or it can be the high card. So it can.
But all we're using these card values for is to generate a deck and to sort our hand. In both of those cases, no card should have two values, correct?
Right. And I think that goes more into scoring. So we're not talking about scoring with these numbers. We're just talking about their actual face value. So in Crazy Eights, for example, an 8 is worth 50. So that is a scoring mechanism, though. So we could say if you're calculating the score, then if you see an 8, then add 50 to the score. It doesn't mean that the inherent value of an 8 is 50.
Okay.
So I think we'll go with this for now.
I like
and let's see. So we have the suit card value. So if we iterate over the suits and then we iterate over the value.
Chicken
then
Man
we
is saying
have,
that it won't have two values at once, but depending on the game, you'll want to sort ace first or last. So
yeah, depending on the game, you might want to sort that first or last.
For this game though, does it matter which way we sort it?
No, it shouldn't matter. Not for Crazy Eights, it won't. And that would be if you're auto sorting. So if you want to give the user convenience of sorting it automatically, I think I would put it in a setting of some kind or a button you press and not just do it by default. Because that could get kind of annoying. Because when I play cards, like sometimes I want to like move maybe the colors together. Maybe I'm OCD about something, and I don't want the game just like randomly just sorting it on me every time I get a new card.
And I'm a first in, first out kind of gal. So I never, it drives my husband crazy, but I never, however I draw, that's how the deck is. I will never organize it. So if the game was organizing it for me, that might bother me.
So if I'm in here and I say deck.add, and I give it a new card, then I can say that the suit is equal to suit, and IntelliSense is not helping me here. It's throwing my cursor everywhere. Suit. Why is? Oh, really? We have to convert them back.
What? What?
Suit is coming off as an object here. So when I say get values, what is it giving me back? Receives enumeration of values. Var suit is object. Array of enumerators retrieves an array.
Try to specify type explicitly in the for each loop. Suit is an enum. Int suit question mark?
That did it. That fixed it. It couldn't imply it for some reason, so it wants me to. I can't use var here, so I'm specifically telling it when it's.
Are you saying that Silly Queen was right?
Did
To specify the type explicitly in the for each loop?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's.
I think
That's what
Silly
we
Queen
want.
should get a
Suit.
prize for that. For
We have.
correctly assessing our bug.
So actually, I think we can go back to cards here. I don't think we need the face value bit because we have the string representation, and we have. Where did card go?
David Pine said you could still use var, but you'd have to then cast.
So we need to change these. This is no longer an int. This is a card value that contains both the string and the value.
Thanks, Ivana. Silly Queen's gonna get a prize. Yay!
Yeah, I think cast would be more expensive.
Listen to me. Casting is fun.
Yeah, I think cast is more expensive in that scenario. This is letting the compiler imply.
It's fine.
The compiler
Just say
know.
that you don't want anybody to have any fun. Just say it.
So if I left this as var, what it would actually do is it would create a type of object, and then cast would then cast the object back into type. I think that would be a lot of
Just so much
overhead
fun.
So value is now equal to value, and that actually should be a deck of cards.
Really? No.
I think that's it.
No.
So let's do this. Let's go.
I'm so excited.
Let's add a third project. Let's do this. Let's add one more or a fourth project.
What?
Let's add a project. Add.
Has anyone ever told you that you're
project.
a little project happy?
I am. So XUnit. We'll do an XUnit project. Unit test project. Next. We'll call this Blazor 8.tests. And we'll do this for just all their tests. Why do I have just .NET Framework 4.7? That's not right. Come on. Do I need XUnit core?
David said use the UI to create a test project for you.
Use the UI to create a test project? What?
I don't know.
Do I not know of some trick here?
What does that mean?
There it is.
Right-click on the method.
Test project.NET Core. But it'll create it in the same project, won't it?
Then you could select generate unit test.
I will try that, but I think it's going to end up in the same project.
Chicken man cracking me up.
And it's going to use MS test, isn't it? Create unit tests. Framework. It's only got MS test. Get additional frameworks. Really?
David's saying no and then no again. You got 2 no's from David.
Okay. That looks like a UI that.
Oh, he said you need to install XUnit.
That looks like a UI that is beyond its years. This
you look like a UI that's beyond its years.
This looks a lot easier if I just create a new project. XUnit core next.
Listen, David, we get that you're trying to bring us into the whatever century we're supposed to be in, but
the back to 2001 when they created that UI. Sorry, David, but that was the oldest dialogue box I think I've ever seen.
He's sending you a link. He says that you don't have XUnit installed, and that it's not his fault. It's your fault.
So you don't. It's a new feature.
Oh, new feature. Listen, if you don't listen to David, who knows all, then what are we here for?
So I don't know why I would jump through all those hoops when it was just 2 clicks away anyway. So what we need to do is reference the shared project here. So add a project reference, shared, and now I have XUnit ready to go.
You remind me of like an old.
I don't need XUnit test runner.
You're like an old granny who's like, why would I buy one of those fancy kettles when I own a pot?
I
fine. Boil the water.
I will have to
don't
check
care.
that out, David, but XUnit integrates into Visual Studio now. Why would I need the test runner? That makes me curious, but I think it's going to set me back a little bit if I start going down a rabbit hole. Don't quite... Like,
I'll
back in the
install
day...
XUnit,
Okay,
David. I'll do it.
back in the day, you had to have test runners for all of the different test frameworks. But now Visual Studio supports all of them by default.
Sharing for people watching on other platforms. What's funny?
Plugins that the old garbage you've made fun of. That okay. I'm so confused. So
I like how you subbed
right
that out for
now-
garbage. That was cute.
we have game just kind of thrown in here right now. That probably needs to change as well.
I still don't
then-
understand what a project is and why you're generating a new one.
Okay. So this is a test project. Do you do unit tests in JavaScript? I don't know. Is that a thing?
Alyssa personally does not.
Oh, ouch. See, that hurts my heart.
Listen,
So what we wanna
my
do here
tests
is-
involve putting it on the screen and then clicking it and being like, it works, and then I ship it. I know I need to get more into testing, but like, oh my gosh, life.
So what we want to do here is we want to see if a game, we need to have a using statement, maybe? Where is this thing at? Why is game?
Peeps are making fun. Released in 2015. That XUnit extension is old. David said it's new to somebody.
What is? Why is this doing this? Rebuild. Something's failing in here. Ugh, really? Shared project targets .NET 5.0, and I created a .NET 3.1 tab. Really?
So you're creating a new project so that you can run tests in it
.NET 5
instead of
is it?
just generating the deck of cards and seeing
.NET
them
5.0.
visually? Ew.
All right, let's see if that fixes the headache. It was on a different framework version, so okay, get off of that. Build. Ah, no, stop it! I hit build and
And
it
be the voice
pasted.
of David. You see,
It pasted
these
and
things
build.
that you're
Okay.
struggling with now wouldn't
So,
be a problem
game.
if you used the XUnit extension I pointed out. Just saying. That was like the perfect David.
Okay, Dad. Game
Not Dad,
Uh,
David!
equals new, and then we can say assert.
Then I would never question David's pine authority in such matters. TJ, you're cracking me up. Also, T minus 17 minutes, yo.
Oh no! I promise this will be worth it at some point. We should get 52 cards, right?
Dude, yes.
And then it's what is it telling me? My assert is wrong. Expected, and I'm expecting 52 cards in my deck. Not. I don't like assert
Assert
statements.
dot count.
I don't like assert statements. I will
David wants you
replace
to use
this
dot
with something
count and
better.
not dot equal. Count. 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 Assert dot count. He wants it to be a thing.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We will do run tests, and
Is it gonna work?
Visual
Did you run
Studio
it?
will magically just start running the tests for me here. Build succeeded, and my test runner is up here, hiding away. And
There's
look
no
at that.
test.
This passed, Alyssa.
Did it?
So do you know what that means?
That we actually have 52 cards. Listen, until I see 52 cards on the screen, I don't believe
So we have
Come on,
52 cards.
man.
So
Okay,
my
we do
little
for sure. Like, because I was really hoping to see 52 cards in a like a really big long column, and then you'd push that up, and then I could pull it down and like add
All
some
right.
styles.
So
and it'd be
let's do the Alyssa test. Let's go to our table.
fun. You're the best, Ed. Don't ever let them get you down with their
Let's
2015
clear this
extensions.
out, and we'll say at code, and we will say for each.
That's so
We need a
exciting.
thing. Hang on, we need a thing. We need a game, and that game is going to.
I forgot
be
what game
a new,
was.
It's a new game. A game is just where a deck is held right now. It may not be permanently there. Now we can say for each. Double tab. Card in
Most exciting part.
game.deck.
I'm so excited.
Game.deck. Why don't I have a deck? Game.
Is game not?
Oh,
who you
it's
think it should
oh,
be?
it's got a naming conflict here. So we have a game component, and we have a game class.
Instance of a class.
So we want the Blazor 8. This
I don't know
is
how.
where
I don't know how you're gonna fix it. It's just too
This
complicated.
is where the name spacing stuff I talked
Come.
about the other day comes in handy.
Yeah.
Or we could change the name of game. That we could say using.
Was that a dad pun? Change the name of the game. It was a dad pun. Game equals Blazor 8 shared dot game.
Yeah, let's actually just change the name of this damn thing.
So he's talking about when you can give it an alias. Oh, let's use the alias.
Oh, you want to use the alias? We can use the alias.
So
All right.
exciting! I love using aliases.
I personally just renamed this game thing because it's
Make
temporary
it a really
anyway.
fun alias too. Very fun. I know, right? The
Actually, no,
anticipation.
I don't need that bit.
What bit?
I just need the shared part, because then it's gonna be
No.
it's gonna be namespace. It'll be a gm.game, right?
Oh. I guess, but
So
then you should
each
name it
card
like
in
SH
game.
for shared, not GM for game.
Yeah, I would personally just rename that either the component or the game class there. Game, because game does not come. Oh yeah, of course it doesn't have an enumerator. We need to enumerate the deck. So for each card in the deck, we will create a component, but we don't have this yet. Let's do this instead. So we don't have a way of telling our card what the value is. So
Okay.
first we need to do this. We'll say card.
Need more coffee.
So let's do this. ToString is going. Let's see what we get with just card. It's a good learning
I'm lost.
opportunity. It's a very good learning opportunity. So we're let's close all other tabs, and we will reload
Wait, what
the
did your
table.
template look like? Did you do what the?
So see what I'm getting here? It's just repeating this text over and over again.
Tell
so
me
it
it
says
repeats 52
Blazor,
times. Oh, does it?
Shared card. So it's a card object that is repeating over and over again.
Yeah, but what happened
so-
to our border? Shouldn't we have like
Hang on.
our border and stuff?
get
Where'd that go? Where did it
We'll
go?
get there.
Did you erase
All right.
it? Did you delete those things?
So what I'm doing is I'm telling Blazor to render the card object that we have. So what Blazor does, it says, well, the card object is a very complex thing, and you want me to render it on an HTML page, and I don't know what value of the card you want, so I'm just going to turn it into a string. So when Blazor or when .NET calls toString on card, what it ends up getting back is the name of the object, which is a Blazor 8 shared card. So that's the text that you're seeing. So it's repeating that text 52 times.
Can you
Okay.
just inside of your table.razor, can you say at card dot something like dot value or like
could.
would that work? You can.
I could. So I can say at card dot suit, for example.
Will it work?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes. So we'll rerun that, and then hearts. Okay.
It works. You
so
did
watch
it.
this.
You have given birth to a deck of cards.
This is even cooler. Hang on.
Wait, are there the right amount of hearts? Okay.
Slow down.
I'm here.
Slow. I'm gonna go back to card, okay, because it's going to render the generic object text Blazor shared card. What's really cool here is with .NET we can override this behavior on the class. So again, what's happening is it's
like
saying
a type. You can tell it to be like to display all of it.
So what Blazor does is it says, I need a string value because HTML is a string. So what I'm going to do is, since it's not a string value, it's an object, I'm going to call toString and make it one, right? So it's doing that without us telling it to, but literally that's the text, that's the code that you would type to make it, explicitly do what it's already doing. So we don't need that toString. I'll leave it there just for educational purposes. Let's go back to card, the card object again. Do we have it up here? We do. And on our card object, we will override that behavior. Override toString. It's not giving me IntelliSense for it. Override there it is. We'll override the toString method, and we'll make our own string. So we'll return a string. Let's format this out, and we'll say suit of, or so no, it's value first, right? Value of suit. Okay. Because that's how we read cards if we had them in our hand, right? If we had a card and I asked you what it was, you'd say I have a ace of spades, right? Now I'm going to go back and refresh the page. Okay. Let's format this a little bit on the UI side now. And let's put this in UL. And then we need to move the for each in our list item. There we go. That should fix that jumbled mess. And then go back to our view. There we go. Wow. So that looks better. Ace of hearts, ace of diamonds. I don't
understand why we're not using our card component.
Ace of spades. I'll show you why we're not using our card component, Alyssa. Because we don't have any way to tell our card component.
Just slap it in a two-way binding, right? Just like.
Yeah, we haven't done that though. In our playing card, our playing card is statically an ace of spades right now. So we haven't given it any parameters to set yet. So what we need to do is give it a parameter of card. Playing, no, not playing card. I need another using in here. Let's throw it in import. Using Blazor 8 stopped shared. And then we can use card. Card. We can just call it card. Get set. Okay, now we have the card. We need something in our card that translates the ace portion to the pip thing. So we can go ahead and render the value at least right now. We'll say card dot, sorry, at card dot value that will render the literal text, I believe.
5 Minuten.
So we can do that. And then we can come back to the, is it table? Getting lost here. Table. All right. So now in the for each, we'll go ahead and take out the list item. And we'll just put a playing card with the card is equal to card. Like that. Now we should have at least a baby step towards what we want. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So keep getting these confused. Playing card. That's the one we want. Let's go ahead and close our other tabs. There we go. So now we want the card value numeric. And then we're going to have to decide too. So there's going to have to be some logic in here.
This is beautiful.
Seriously,
I am so impressed with what you have been able to accomplish.
Thank you. We need some logic in here that says if it is a certain value, then show the numeric value or just show the letter, the first letter, because we don't. If we just did the numeric value, the ace would come up as a 1, right? So and king would come up as whatever 13. So we need to do a little bit of UI coding here. So we need to have like a public property or something, string, and it is the displayed value, and that is going to be, we need to figure out which ones, switch expression might work well for that chicken man. So chicken man is on top of it. I think that would probably be the best thing. So a switch, let's do a basic switch first. Let's see.
Whoa, that's a link. That's a link. You want me to paste it in our private chat so you can click on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something else. So David wrote it for us.
There you go.
Let's
Wait,
try that out.
He did what? What did he do? What? I'm getting errors like CS
So
102. Are you getting these errors? Did you open it up?
This is the symbol part. He got the symbol part for us. We still need to display the value, but he's got the symbol. That's awesome.
What am I looking at?
So
you're just mapping.
This would actually
each of these
be
to
a
a
method.
string.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like a map, but it's actually a switch statement. So in JavaScript, there's switch statements.
Yeah.
And in TypeScript, there are too. You're probably more familiar with that one.
Yes.
So this is a switch statement. And the way it reads in something like TypeScript is switch, and then the variable, which would be like the card suit. And then there would be a case for ace, spades, clubs, diamonds. This is the same thing. It's just written differently. So this is saying...
what about this indicates get ready for a switch?
Suits. Switch. Okay. So it's switching.
Fat arrow? Is the fat arrow saying get ready for a switch statement? Like who is saying this is a switch statement? So
the fat arrow here, this is a method.
Oh, well, I guess you actually have the
and
word
then
switch.
It is the switch here inside of the curly braces is saying take this value and switch on it. When it is a clubs, return this string. When it is a spades, return this string. And this is your catch-all. This is your, if it defaults to what does the F stand for in this? Face value? What the face value? I don't know. So,
You're funny.
so we could actually do.
He had a bug on line 11, so I pasted in the private chat his updated one if you wanted to open that. Throw an exception.
We could throw an exception there if we wanted to. Because
Yes,
there's...
or we could just be like, if not, type of Joker.
Yeah. So you have to have some... Actually, I think it has to be a string value there, or it won't work. And .NET, or Visual
He
Studio
said that you already fixed it, so...
Yeah, I saw that it was... there was a pluralized value that was... It was suits on one side and suit on the other.
Darling,
so we got that.
Darling, we have to give the stream 5 to 10 minutes to refresh.
Yes, we have 10-minute countdown here because...
No, we have to give the stream like 10 minutes of
Oh,
silence
we do.
to refresh.
Okay, so we need to go bye-bye.
So we get it, like, yeah.
So we will continue this tomorrow.
Like this. We gotta do prizes.
Yeah, we gotta do prizes. We'll
yes.
continue this tomorrow. Before we do that, let me check this in. Or while you hand out the prizes, let me check this in.
Do it.
Okay.
My dog is at my feet snoring so loud, and it makes me a little jealous that I'm not also snoring so loud, but it's adorable. So if you hear soft snores, that is lay dog. Do you need to re-enter for prizes? I want to actually ask you that, Sarah. So if someone has, are we doing it every day? Yes. Okay. So it should be a daily draw. So each day that you're here, re-enter for a chance to win 3 $50 Amazon gift cards that we're giving away each day. And tomorrow, our guest is Sam. Yes, Sam Basu.
Yes, Sam is going to join us tomorrow.
And then Friday we have Brady joining us.
Yes, Brady Gaster is joining us on Friday.
Very cool. So stay tuned for the end half of SignalR Week, where we will get Crazy 8's working and have 2 more guests, of course.
Yeah, we need to do some SignalR code tomorrow, now that we've set kind of the groundwork for passing some card data around.
I know, that's what I'm hoping tomorrow, that we can have like private like hands, you know, that like we can see. That would be amazing.
So we have a deck of cards, we just need to be able to deal it and do turns and log in and all that stuff. So we need to get on our SignalR coding tomorrow. Maybe I'll take some time and tidy up some of this code so we don't spend too much time on it during the show, so we can get into the SignalR bits.
The bits. All right, are we ready for prizes?
I think so.
Awesome, awesome. The 3 prize winners for today's stream: Chris Polly, Dull Owl, and Chicken Man. Congratulations. Chris Polly, Dull Owl, and Chicken Man, we have your emails. We will be reaching out to you. The prize is on its way electronically to your inbox. But thank you everyone in the chat who made this a really fun and lively day. And special thanks to our guest of honor this morning. Do we have, let's see, I wanted to see if I had his link real quick to share again. Do you have it, Ed? I don't have it. For his course on the Udemy's, which I guess have been pronouncing it wrong my whole life.
Yeah, I don't remember the link. And I seem to, I think my earbuds may have died.
Oh, no worries.
I can barely hear.
All right, I will
and
sign off for you.
I can only hear out of one side.
Oh, all right. Well, let's sign off. We're going to make way for React Wednesdays. That's coming on in a couple minutes. But thank you, everyone. We'll be back on the same time, same bat channel tomorrow. So we'll see you very soon. Thank you.
And there's our UI, or our link.
Signal Mastery. Signal Mastery. Perfect.
There
all right.
Go. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Mwah.